Hi, girls. Today I wanted to talk to you about nonfiction text features. And nonfiction text features are really important because they kind of help you figure out what's going on in the book. They help you understand a little bit more about that. And I'm going to show you some different examples, and then I'm also going to post onto the Google Classroom some different examples, some posters, so you can go in and you can see some different examples as well. And there's going to be a little example picture and then some description about it, so you can see some more. Okay, but I'm going to show you some in actual books so you can see what I am talking about and get the experience within that. Okay, so a lot of these are going to be in a nonfiction book. So nonfiction, we know, means that it's a real book, right? Real stuff is happening. Nonfiction means not fake, which means that it's real. Okay, so one of the ones that we see a lot of, that we come across, okay, are headings. We've heard of headings before. Okay, so that's like these ones up here. Okay, those big bold looking prints that come at the top of a paragraph section. Okay, and they'll come at different pages, and it kind of, those headings let us know what different sections are going to be about. Okay, and that's one of the things that I meant when I said it lets us know what's going on in a book. It helps keep our thought process in line. So if I'm the teacher and I were to ask you a question, your mind is already starting to be like, oh, you know what? I remember kind of where that was in the book because I remember seeing it on that page because of that heading. So then you can go back and you can flip through, and it might be one of the pictures. Pictures are another text feature that helps you remember something, okay? So those are already two text features that are helping your mind put together some different pieces to help you make sense of what's going on in the story. I know some of you might be looking at these pictures. This is an old book. So this heading up here says whales in danger, okay? So there's always animals that are going to be in danger. There's always people hunting for them. They use their different body parts for different things, okay? Just like elephants, they use their tusk. They use those for different things. They're called like poachers. That's what they call the hunters that go out in search of those things. It's the same thing for animals that live in the water. Okay, so that's what some of these are for. This book also has a lot of, I'll bring it closer so you can see, bold print. That is another text feature. There's another one over here on this page. Bold print they're important because a lot of the times those words are going to be nice vocabulary words. Okay, new words for you to learn. Those words are going to be important because like this word is, the heading up here is about pollution. Okay, so this word is pesticides. So pesticides are like poisons. So there's different poisons that are going into the water that are polluting the water. Okay, so see how they tie together? So that's why this bold print in this book is important. But there's bold print in other types of books. Okay. I have another animal book here. And it's the same thing. Okay, I have another one. This one is on dolphins and porpoises. I just happen to have a lot of animal books at my house. Big fan, especially of the water animals. I liked all the water animals. Well, mammals, I guess. Okay. So here are some bold prints that we have here. Okay. We have one main heading, and then these ones would be called subheadings. So you have your main heading, and these are called subheadings. It's another text feature. So it's like a mini heading that still goes with this heading. It's still about the same topic. They're just continuing it on. Okay, so this topic happens to be about giving birth. Okay, so then they talk about this subheading over here is about the first month. So if it continued on, it might go into the second month, the third month, and they're just probably talking about the little baby dolphin as it gets bigger, as it grows up. And that's all it's doing, okay? So those are some headings we talked about. We talked about subheadings. We talked about bold print and why bold print is important. Remember, all these things just kind of help your brain jog all those memories. So when you get asked a question, your mind starts thinking, oh, you know what? I remember right where that was. I'm connecting all these dots. I'm putting them together. And it helps me just narrow in, and I can remember, oh, I got it, Miss Thompson. That's what it was. Okay? So another text feature that we have here, are bullet points. And I picked this book because I thought it was really cool how they did these bullet points. Now let me show you these. So this book is Going Around the Sun, Some Planetary Fun. Ooh. Okay. So these bullet points, are a way that you can just do some quick little facts if you want to list something. Okay, usually maybe if your teacher asks you if you want to list something on your paper, you might do a dot, right? Just a simple little dot. Books would do them the same way. Just a simple little dot on the paper, and they'll just list it down. But I thought this one was really cool. It was a different way to show some bullets. Can you see them? They're like little moons. That's the way that they showed their little bullet points. So, still a bullet point, but they made it look like a moon. Just a fun way for the book to kind of draw you in a little bit more, make it fun for you as a reader. That's completely fine for them to do, okay? But you still have to recognize them as bullet points. Okay. Let's see what else I have over here. Same thing too in this book. Their bold print is in a different color. It's not in black. Again, it's just their way of making it a fun little way for them to draw you in a little bit more. Okay, they made it like a nice little yellow color. It's just to draw your attention to it, and it's making sure that you remember that they're talking about Saturn here. Okay, another page they were talking about Mars. It's just a trigger for your brain to separate the different planets, okay, to keep your thought processes different on those. Another text feature, one that's very common in books, is your table of contents. Now, this is a book about New York, which is the state that you live in, okay? So, right when you open the book up, well, you have this page first, which is another text feature. This is called your title page, which is super simple, right where your title is. The title of this one is called New York, okay? And there it'll have your author. If there's an illustrator, it'll have that on there as well, okay? And then it, boom, jumps us right into your table of contents. This will list page numbers for you, where your different sections of your book will be, okay? And then let's say I wanted to know about, the history of New York, okay? That's New York through history. I go right to page 20. So if I go to that page, let me get there. guess what? It's going to have that title right there for me. New York through history. Right there for me. And then it starts right in on the text. This book I also wanted to show you because it had some captions. Now, captions are little descriptions that go along with pictures. Now, you might have heard that captions are usually underneath pictures, but they don't always have to be, which is why I want to show you this book, because you have to be able to recognize a caption with a picture no matter where it's located. Okay, and this one was perfect for that. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This was a perfect example of a caption underneath a picture. Okay, so if I turn the page here, my caption is actually above my picture. Crazy, right? But that caption is explaining what is going on in this picture. Captions are important because it gives you just a little bit of information about the picture, okay? And again, it's just that extra piece of information for you, okay? This book also has some other important text features for you. This was a good one that I had in my house that I could show you. A timeline. Okay. Now this is a timeline that's specific to New York and specific to this book. I'm not going to find information about Florida in here because this isn't a book about Florida. This is a book about New York. That's why this book is going to have a timeline about New York. Okay, so timelines are going to have years. Okay, I think I have another book up in here about presidents. Okay, so if I pulled up a timeline on that, it might have George Washington over here leading all the way up to Donald Trump. Okay, and it would just have the presidents in order. One of the other text features that is very common in books is a glossary. A glossary has little definitions that go along with some of the words that were found in the text. Okay? Again, the ones that were found in the book. This is not a dictionary. Okay? It's not going to have the word elephant in there because elephants aren't typically found in New York. We don't just look outside of our window and see an elephant walking down the street. Okay. And then we have an index. An index is another text feature that is found in nonfiction books. Okay. And these are important topics. And then it lists page numbers. I know it's a little bit difficult to see there. Okay, but when you go on to the other posting that I'm going to put, the ones with the posters, you'll have a closer up vision of this. Okay. And not all books have all of these. Okay. So that index and stuff, it wasn't in my dolphins book. Okay. This is another one I wanted to show you. And I think this would be the last one I wanted to show you here. I have two more actually I want to show you. I have, this one is called a label. Okay, so there's my scorpion friend. Not really. I don't do bugs. I don't do little critters like this. So this says stinger right here. Okay, see how it has this line pointing to this piece? Okay, that's letting you know that this piece right here is called his stinger. Okay, so there might be another one, maybe another book about these kind of critters. It might have one pointing right here, and it might call this his pincher. I don't know if that's really what it's called on a scorpion. We're just going to call it his little pincher. Either way, I wouldn't want to get pinched by that. Okay. And the last one I want to show you, this is my Rocks and Minerals book. So we have see if we can show you. So this is an amethyst rock. That's my birthstone. Okay. So on this section here, this is a rock. Okay. So what they did was they cut it right in half. So this is what it looks like on the inside of that rock. Okay. So then you can see these side pictures here, right? See these little loop-de-loos that they made? So they took this one section. See how this one's white? Okay. So what they did was they kind of like took that section, they blew it up for you. It's called a cutaway. Okay. So they made it so that way you can see it up close. So you can't really see what this would look like. Even if I put it right up on the camera, you wouldn't really be able to see that right up close. So what they did for you in this book was, it was like they had it under a magnifying glass, like a super, super one, like a scientist would use, okay? Not even just the little eye one, like the big, big ones that the scientists would use in a lab. And so they blew this picture up. So that's what they did there. So this is called a cutaway. Pretty neat, huh? All right, girlies. So those are some examples in books of nonfiction text features. And again, they're very, very important because they help you keep all of your thoughts in order, okay? They help you, like if I'm asking you a question, they help your mind like re-jog your memory about where something was located in a book. I want you to look at the other link. Go look at all the different posters. There's tons of different examples of text features. And then I'm going to make another post with an activity that you can go on. And there's going to be little cards and it'll give you a picture. And then you can test yourself and see if you knew which text feature it was. Okay? No biggie if you can't do it. The other posters will be there so you can go back. My video will still be here. If you need help, you can always put questions on there. I'm here for you, okay? Let me know if you need any help.